James Kaufman, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a lot of research I've been doing, and we're going to have a live tonight about 9:30 Central Time. In the meantime, I want y'all to watch what's going on. A lot of people believe that Israel was involved. I've been after a family, an individual family that are multimillionaires that actually have given speeches at this college and have come from nowhere and have a jet that took off 15 minutes after this happened and turned their homing device off without FAA approval. The jet is registered to a foreign limited liability company. It looks like out of the UK. But let's listen to what we've got so far, and we're going to have more information for y'all this evening at 9:30. The gun that they keep showing is not the gun used in this assassination.
And we all lost, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on today, we lost something important in America today. But the case goes on, the investigation goes on. There's a lot of piecing of evidence together. We don't have a shooter tonight. We have a couple leads, a couple people that were released that probably aren't the shooter. They have a couple hot leads. There's a little bit of foreign intelligence. And I think over the next couple of days, we will learn a lot more. And hopefully we will bring to justice the evil person who did what they did to Charlie today.
Yeah, I hope so. I am hearing that they do have a couple of people of interest. That's the latest I've heard from
That's correct.
Law enforcement. You're hearing this.
Can y'all imagine that Kash Patel said that the suspect was in custody? He was talking about that 70-year-old man. I mean, this is a joke. The FBI admits foreign intelligence involved. Of course, it was Mossad. Now, this is audio only of the police radios, and obviously the person that they're showing us is not the real shooter. The real shooter was running across the street with a full mask on, according to dispatch.
This previous building is east of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. C50.
Blue Honda Odyssey, no plate.
35. And east 600 Thorn. Stanford.
Black mask carrying a long rifle. Come on.
Here with the UBU. There was one shot. We are staging at the front of the school, right around the roundabout.
Right on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest. We are regional currently.
Before from their 35.
And it doesn't sound like anyone has
Further victims.
no other victims. Eyes on anybody.
Right, all incoming units you guys can cancel. We just have the one victim.
Now, in the last year, Charlie Kirk, a defender of Israel regularly and the Jewish people, have claimed, well, let's just say a lot of things about Israel. We're subsiding our own demise. Jews control the colleges, nonprofits, the movies, Hollywood, all of it. This is all Kirk. Pumping money in the universities. Number one funding mechanism is the Jewish donor. That is all true. Casting Jews as drivers of anti-white politics. That's what he did. Anti-Semitism is being misused to justify censorship around the U.S. So he's been busy. And the one spot that a shooter could sit. Well, there he is right there. All the people just below him, but no one seems to see him from over here or anywhere else, unless they thought he might be, well, part of Charlie's security team. Now, with the United Nations coming up on the 22nd and 23rd, the EU has just declared war on the United States. I asked Grok, and that's exactly what he said you're seeing here. So they're mad about these tariffs, and I will prove that. Hey, Grok, what is this meeting about in the EU? The video appears to be from a European Parliament session in 2025, State of the Union address by Ursula von der Leyen on what? Yesterday, September 10th. She discusses the EU's tech independence, AI regulations, and meetings with European tech CEOs. This comes amid tension with the U.S. over EU fines on companies like Google, prompting Trump to threaten tariffs on EU goods. So, Grok seems to agree. Now, people from Israel have already openly called for this person's assassination today. His name's Jackson Hinkle. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Charlie Kirk is shot in the neck from 200 yards away, right in the jugular vein. And as people are running away, the police somehow find this guy who was a patsy. He faked the whole thing to divert attention from the real shooter on the rooftop 200 yards away. Then we find out that the shooter managed to escape without a trace. No security camera footage. No one saw him on the campus. Moments after, though, the shooting takes place, you have Benjamin Netanyahu comes out and tweets about this before anyone else, before Trump even, the personal friend of Charlie Kirk. Then a few moments later, you have Benjamin Netanyahu come out and say that I was speaking to Charlie Kirk 2 weeks ago. I invited him to Israel. What? You invited him to Israel after he was saying all these things about Mossad, about Gaza, about Iran, and he was getting all this flack for having Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith speak at TPUSA. All of your Hezbollah agents were attacking Charlie Kirk, and you decided to stop your schedule bombing 7 countries in the middle of this political crisis in your country to have a conversation with Charlie Kirk, call him and say that he needs to come to Israel to kiss the wall again, and presumably he said no. Am I missing something? Because a lot of the Israelis and their Hezbollah agents online are saying, you can't talk about that, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're just trying to tie everything to Israel. No, this is a political assassination of one of the most famous political commentators in the country. I'm allowed to ask questions about whatever I want. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. Do I think it's interesting that JFK's shooter was never found, RFK's shooter was never found, Princess Diana's murder was covered up, the 9/11 story was obviously covered up? Do I think it's interesting that the Epstein list was never released? Do I think it's interesting that this is all happening right now and the shooter's still not found?
Just another cover-up, so we won't ask about the Epstein list. Kind of like Life on Mars last night out of NASA and the UAP release yesterday. It does get even crazier. We need to interview this author immediately. There's a 72-hour approval on any books, and they won't take AI books supposedly anymore. Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley University on September 10th. He had a book titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, a comprehensive account of the Utah Valley University attack, end quote, was already live and available. Now this deserves its own video. We'll go over it later, but we'll play it now.
The signs are everywhere. There's no such thing as coincidences. And Charlie Kirk's shooting is just another example of that. People need to wake up. That is the whole point of this. People are now in shock. People are now paying attention. People are now listening. And now we're at a stage, if you have been paying attention to what has been shown to us over the last 9 years, it is all coming out right now. Donald Trump's making it very clear, but the world have to be watching for the real corruption to come out, because it will be a lot of people within politics. It will lead up to the highest levels of people that we do not know about, to people within our own lives, to people that we follow online. We're going to see corruption. Truth and transparency is the only way. It needed an event like this. No, this is real. It's staged. It's scripted. And if you cannot see the signs anymore, you have to buckle up, which is the message. Look at all these signs. So we had Charlie Kirk's wife put out a post 3 hours before this event, and it was 46:1 Psalms. That 461 takes you to a post. What makes a movie good? Great actors. 2 days ago, we had the El Salvador president put out a post, and all it said was, "Buckle up, buttercups." That post was identical to the Q post, and that Q post was yesterday, September the 10th. And it said after, "Buckle up, buttercups." It's about to get bumpy. Well, look at Donald Trump's messaging too. First post where he comments about Charlie, look at his words. "We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot. A great guy from top to bottom, God bless him." Look at the post just before though. What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go. Type in "here we go" on the Q post. What does it say? Buckle up. It's leading us to a point where we have to buckle up because the truth is coming out whether you like it or not. Whatever perspective you're going to watch it from, you're going to get it. So if you want the highest view in the house, you let go of the attachments and see this is a staged event. There's lots of conspiracy theorists now digging into the actual shooting, looking at the blood packs, looking at all these different things that don't make sense. You can clearly see the people being interviewed for this. It's all scripted and staged.
He maybe was on medication, a little bit loony boon, maybe a perfect person to pick and say that did it, but I don't think he did it at all.
But here's another clue. Look at my post yesterday on the Freemasons, the good guys, leaving clues in plain sight. Well, look at the caps there. 3 caps with 47 on it. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 times 3 is 33. They're leaving the clues in plain sight. And it's always the Freemasons that leave the clues in plain sight to help us understand that they are in full control. Why are Freemasons on the scene of most shooting locations, openly giving interviews or in background shots? Symbolism will be their downfall. Well, they make the interview so stupid so people can see that's a false flag, that's staged. They leave the clues in there so we can go back and connect the dots in the future where we are now. We can go back to the events like Boston Marathon, 9/11. We say it doesn't make sense. They've done all this for us. It's a scripted movie. They are the playwriters. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, central casting. At some point, people are going to have to understand it all. We're in full control. And General Flynn leaves us a message. It says, "How I imagine his rise." Well, and it is likely we will see something like this happen. Not just Charlie Kirk, but a lot of other people too. We talk about it, but no one wants to go there because it's a conspiracy. It's a fantasy. We're watching a movie, and the Great Awakening has a spectacular ending, which is also the beginning for a new world for all of us. So pay attention to what happens. Everything's coming out. It's called the Awakening for.
And remember, we're moving into a new age. New ages only start every 2,160 years. And depending on if you use astronomy or astrology, that new age still starts within the next few weeks or, 60 days or less. So get ready, 45 days or less. So get ready. One last part of this, and we are going to be live at about 9:30. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was suddenly rushed to the government building in Jerusalem after a public appearance. They're on to us. At the event, he admitted he had to leave immediately, but refused to elaborate on the reason. This is him being rushed to Parliament right now, or just a few hours ago. It is dark overseas. Again, we will be live at 9:30. This is getting crazy. A lot of things are being staged. It's hard to keep up with it all. I'm going to show you the family that I've been following, the jet that turned their transponder off, the fact that it's actually registered in Romania and then Germany, and the fact that this family somehow are multi-millionaires with a 35,000 square foot home and not much of a business in my opinion. God bless. Share and subscribe, folks. Anything's possible. Bizarro world.